6th of November. Welcome to the special edition. If you're new and you got attracted by the thumbnail, I know what you're like. Anyway, so yesterday was pretty hectic, but a good lesson for everybody. I had a few messages, my account's been wiped out. So today we're going through the ninjas, but again it just reinforces the tank, this guy, that's the ninja surrounds. He's your core holding, and if you want to take on more risk, you go for ninjas. Now, even if you bought the very top of the tank, then you'd be down, well, I think yesterday closed there, so you'd be down 4.7%. okay, actually we'll do it daily, so around 4%, so I don't call that an account wiping. And people who bought here, I know there was a few of them, picked the bottom, so well done. Alright, so let's go through the ninjas. So before we do, just ASX 300 had a bit of a bounce today, helped by resources. S&P 500 still hanging in there, driven by the Nasdaq, still hanging in there. Well, there's still lots of, everyone's worried. I don't think there's too much money floating around to make this thing crash. The DXY, so the Dixie, so it's getting having a bit of a struggle to get through. Let's go to a daily chart. So it's struggling to get through that 100 mark. So this has all been headwinds for gold and silver, or commodities in general, because they're priced in US dollars. So a drop in this will give good headwinds, tailwinds I should say. So gold in USD, that's fine, he's just trading in a range, catching his breath. Gold in Aussie dollar, same. So if we look at miners, so miners is up. So we'll have so it's extended because we're going to have a look at the underlying holdings just to see, what's under the hood. So miners, you've got all these big boys, Barrick 8%, Agnico, Franco. So we'll go through them. So we'll go through their charts now. Okay, so right, so we'll do a quick rapid fire. So Barrick looks fine, Agnico looks fine, Newmont looks fine, Franco looks fine, Wheaton looks fine, Zijin Mining looks bullish. Goldfields, see they're coming down and bouncing off this 20-week moving average. Anglo Gold looks fine, Kinross looks fine. Okay, so miners, no panic stages there, and that goes through. So GDX is basically the same, just miners is hedged. GDXJ, okay, so this is my preferred ETF, and that's the other thing. I think people went overboard on individual stocks that maybe panicked. So GDXJ, there's 82 companies. It's got all our big boys except Northern Star in there. It's funny, Northern Star doesn't get a gig in miners or GDXJ. It must just sit in the middle somewhere. So there's 82 companies in GDXJ, and we'll go through a few of them. So you can see 6% weighting down to 2%, so there's a nice weighting there. So our Aussies that are in there, so this is the Australian Gold Index. Okay, so we're bouncing off support. To have a quick look at Northern Star, he's doing a good job too. Okay, so if we look at those GDXJ holdings, so we've got Pan America, so they're down at support there. Alamos Gold, same. Equinox didn't get down there. Royal Gold, same. Cure just did this big purchase. It was good, but the market didn't like it, but it's a good purchase. Industrial Pinollas, they're a big, Mexico's biggest producer of gold and silver. Harmony looks fine. And SBSW, they're a platinum gold producer. They're actually in XMET too, so take note of that for the XMET, because I'm not going to go through their holdings because they're spread across all the different ETFs. Okay, all right, so that's gold out the way. Okay, copper. So weekly chart. So just holding here, consolidating. So the one in Australia, so the wire ETF. Again, if you're holding wire, you haven't been wiped. Especially if you bought down here. So wire's got 40 copper producers. So Sandfire and BHP, they get a gig in here, but not top weightings. So we'll go through. So BHP, he's having a spring back, he looks fine. Sandfire looks fine. So if we go through, so in order of sort of weighting, you got Lundin, Zijin, Hunt Bay Minerals, First Quantum, so they're in XMET. KGHM, so they look pretty bullish. Antofagasta, they're in XMET. Boliden, they're not in XMET. These ones are. So Southern Copper looks fine. Tech, he's in XMET, he looks fine. Freeport, he's in XMET. He's having a few issues to break through. It's strange though, he's the world's largest producer of moly, and moly's a pretty important commodity. Anyway, and Ivanhoe Mines, he's in Mexico. He's in XMET. So he doesn't look too good. Anyway, that's what an ETF is. All the others looked fine. So then we've got CopJ. So this is the American one. So there's no wipeouts in there. 43 companies. We've got a whole bunch we've got about 10 of ours in there. And we'll go through, these are all the ones. So we'll go through them. So 5% weighting to the top, boys. So if we have a look at them. So Taseko, he looks fine. NGEX, down to the moving average there. Ivanhoe Electric, yeah, should find a bottom somewhere there. SLSR, looks fine. Italia Mining, he looks bullish. And Marimar Copper, he looks fine too. So they're the underlyings of the CopJ. So still happy there. Okay, uranium. Okay, so uranium spot price. See, it's just sitting in the middle there this week. So that's just an indecision. URNM, that's the Australian one. So again, the lessons here is again just buy on dips. So the top holdings in there are basically the big boys of the world. So Kamiko. So this is the one where Trump's going to put up $80 billion into them to build the nuclear reactors. So that's fine, just sitting inside that weekly candle there. Kaza, so he's the world's largest producer. So these things aren't gonna crash, but they're gonna consolidate. Sput, so this is, they just Sprott Uranium Trust, they just hold physical uranium. And CGN Mining. Okay, so they're looking fine. URNJ, this is this American one. So he's coming back. So we've got Playdon, DPLO, Bannerman, and Boss, all with a more than 2% weighting. But the top ones are UEC, Denison, they're 10 or 16, 12, 11%. So we'll have a look at them to see if that's a good time to be buying. If you look at, so Paladin's having a bit of an issue today, and it should find support around here. For Boss, yeah, Boss is hanging on the bottom there. Bannerman, they're all having a bit of an off day. Again, good, better to buy on off days than up days. So if we look at the top holdings there, so you got UEC, again they're down to support. Denison, down to support. So you want to buy when Trump's not talking and sell when he does. No, you're not trading. Next Gen, so it looks fine. Energy Fuels, they're also in the rare earth space, so they're probably coming off a bit more, losing the Trump bump on rare earths, but it's fine. Nothing goes vertical. So you don't want to be buying like in things like this. You want to be buying, accumulating when it's looking like this. Berkeley, so that's just consolidating. Alright, so that's the uranium boys, girls. Okay, so the rare earth gang. Okay, so REMX. I did go a bit early there. I thought it might have found support there. But anyway, it's not a wiping. Down 6%. So if you can't stomach a 10% drop in a ninja, then don't invest in ninjas. Stick to the tank MVR. Linus, getting a bit of selling pressure today. So Linus is in XMET. Actually, I should, before I do that. So REMX, so there's 21 companies in it. Interesting, Pilbara's top holding at 8%. But again, you got a diversified mix, and we'll have a look at them. Sorry to jump around there. So REMX, I mean, the safest way is wait for a bit of a green candle like this and then buy. Okay, so back to Linus. Okay, so Linus still struggling to find a bit of a bottom here. Again, wait for one of these candles before you jump in. In the long run, it's not going to make a difference. So if you're outside of super, REMX is where you should be. But I know Linus is in the Oz Super Fund portfolio, got a 5% weighting. So you're not retiring yet. Okay, MP Materials, they're in XMET. So Trump has underwritten their $110 floor price on rare earths. But that only applies from their sales this quarter from 1 October. So I think they're reporting soon. Aluka. So Aluka's in XMET as well. I reckon, well, again, I've got to buy it. But again, just wait for a full body close. But I reckon around here is a good time. They're actually going to start producing rare earths from their waste, from their stockpiles. Okay, so just running quickly through the other ones in REMX. So Pilbara. So he's going to try and find some support around here. He was going to struggle up here. China Northern Rare Earths, trying to find support there. Albemarle, Liontown, so they're coming back down to support. Ganfeng Lithium, so they're in XMET. SQM, they're in XMET. Lithium. So there's a few lithium plays in REMX. Lithium America. So that's so they're a development in Nevada, world's largest resource. Getting a bit smacked, but it should find some support around there. So that one's not in XMET, but it's in REMX. Xiamen Tungsten looks good. Vulcan, so that's one of ours, which is in REMX. Shanghai Resources, they're a rare earth miner. You can see they're all coming back to support. Zhongjing Moly. AMG Critical Minerals, Baojai Titanium, and ER7 Manganese Miner. So they're all the ones in the REMX. Okay. So then if we go to the lithium gang, so LitP. So again, wait, what's the daily? So start accumulating around at these levels is fine. So none of them look like they're going to fall out of bed. Okay, so Pilbara's in all of them. REMX, XMET. Actually, I should go through the. So LitP's got 30 holdings, of which Pilbara's the top. And then we'll go through these other ones that are in there. So you've got Liontown gets a gig in this one as well. So Ganfeng Lithium, they're in XMET. SQM, they're in XMET. And we've got Albemarle. Changji Lithium looks good. So there's a Standard Lithium, a development company. So there's those dangerous shooting stars. Anyway, coming down to support. Lithium Argentina, coming down to support. Sigma Lithium, having some issues there. You can't win them all in a ETF. And Lithium Americas. So that was in REMX. Okay, so then we go on to where is she? We don't have oh, we should have a look at oil. So US oil, that's the daily price. Oh, just hovering on the support here. Interesting. Natural gas. So natural gas is approaching some resistance. So we're told the Woodside down here. So there's you just got to buy them when they come back. My retirement stock and fuel. So this is the one with the 35 global energy companies like Chevrons and Shells and whatnot. Okay, and then we got the girlfriend. Okay, so let's have a look at the daily. Okay, so she's still filling out the right side of her cheek here in this nice rounded bottom, but still looking fine. The gold silver ratio, so still got a long way to go for silver to outperform gold, which is why I'm bullish long term more than gold on silver. ATP Mag, so he's in that Oz Super model portfolio, so he looks fine. So Silj getting a bit over hammered, but I think she'll catch a bid with that silver price around these levels. If we look at the underlying holdings, so there's 50 companies in there, so we'll go through the top ones, and why I think so this is the Silj over the silver price, so you can see Silj has been sold off more than the silver price, so I expect Silj over the long term to outperform the silver price. So good time to be getting some of her. Okay, so if we look at so Heckler, so this is the biggest. They're also in XMET, Heckler. So they're big silver gold miner in America, so it's probably looking at, okay, so it's down to the 50 daily. Kua, okay, so they're the ones that bought this big gold company, so they're absorbing that. First Majestic, they're an XMET, so they should find support there. Endeavour, they're an XMET, should be finding support somewhere here. Just people are waiting for that silver price to do something. Wheaton, so they're a royalty company, so they should be fine. Boliden, so they're a European miner, so nothing's phased them. SSRM, they got mines in America and Turkey, so coming back to a bit of support there. And OR, so they're a royalty company too. Okay, so all good times to be accumulating for the longer term, better than buying up here. And then just to finish off with XMET. So we, through those ETFs, we've sort of gone through all of them, all of the underlying holdings. So so I think we're in a bottoming process here. So we've a good time to accumulate. I went a bit early there, but again, if you did buy there, you're down 5%. So in the scheme of things, not the end of the world. Again, lessons: don't buy when it's doing this stuff, buy when it's down in this stuff. Alright, so that's a wrap for the ninjas. So lesson for everyone is use MVR, the tank, as your call. And if you don't like pullbacks, just use the tank. Or if you want some additional, because all these ninjas really outperform MVR in the longer run, but they're going to come with more volatility. So that's the takeaway. Alright then, so yeah.